Yaldabaoth wanted us to just be flesh slaves in our flesh world and material realm, and Yaldabaoth just wanted us to be slaves in misery, and he would just torture us and such. Then we'd be in some type of reality more akin to I have no mouth yet I must scream, the infamous game. But we're not in that type of reality. But then again, if Yahweh, he wanted us to be like beings of light, of perfect light, then we just be that. And give me this shit about he gave us free will so we could learn how to make mistakes and then choose to be beings of light like him, or good people or bad people. And no, we would not have that choice. Yeah, we would have that choice, and we would have made, or every single time we would have made it. That's not what we have. These beings would have immediately been able to create exactly what they wanted. Immediately. So, if that's the case, and they created this where we live today, then that is exactly what they wanted. They didn't give us the choice to mess up their shit at all. We would not be able to mess up their shit. We would only be able to exist exactly as they want. And that's exactly what we are right now. We exist exactly how they want. So, if that's the case, then what is it that they wanted? What is it that they actually wanted to create? They wanted to create something, and so they created what? Because this is exactly what they wanted to create. The logos, the structure of existence itself. Pure laws can create anything. And so created Yahweh or Yaldabaoth. I really think Yaldabaoth sounds such a cool name. Creates Yaldabaoth. And Yaldabaoth is tasked with creating a material realm. The material realm is created, and we in it. But the material realm is not perfect. Only the logos is perfect. So the logos knows this very well. And so the material realm can like stray or go sideways or whatever. And the logos keeps it all together, you know? It has laws. It has laws that make sure that things just the material realm just doesn't go off the rails. Now, what happens when we do? So we have will, right? We just go off and we have no clue. We're not told exactly. Hey, this is the little book, and you have to follow exactly what it says here. Now we're given countless books, and that were written by other people. Instead, or in the past, they gave us, stories, or other people. People developed a bunch of different things, but it's all people developing things. So what does the logos do? Well, he creates a being to oppose Yaldabaoth. They're like rivals. Rivals in the Hikaru no Go sense. like in Hikaru uh, rivals, meaning you are friends, but you have different goals. And so the world that Yaldabaoth created was pretty serious. I mean, he tried to stick to, he takes a he takes into consideration the logos, but he creates this universe, and he tries to create its own laws, right? Um, Sometimes the laws are like just weird and don't work. Sometimes they do. But the logos knows this, so just in case, the logo sends Satan to represent him, to represent his will. Now, one of the first things, the Garden of Eden. Yaldabaoth is trying to create the perfect thing, in honor of the logos, because the logos are so perfect. Yaldabaoth's like, okay, well, I'm gonna try to create a perfect garden, okay. And there's like this book, this tree, and you can't eat from it, and then there's other tree, and you have to only eat from that, and that way we create free will, but you're always choosing the right tree, and like he's trying. God bless his heart. But the hell is this? Damn, getting old. Um, he tries to create that. It's fine, but the logos is all like, yeah, it's fine. All right, Satan, do your thing. So Satan shows up, and it's like, okay, well, these people are slaves, so we know it's liberate them. I mean, Satan is pretty much the logos, like the him. He's pretty much just doing around, doing whatever he wants in this realm. And the logos tells through Satan tells the humans to basically stop being slaves here, because they're pretty much slaves, and the logos will was like, sure, but not no. So Yaldabaoth gives him punishment. Wink, wink. So the logos create Satan. He tells them to just eat the apple, be free, and they choose freedom, and that's exactly what he wanted. He wanted it. He wanted them to make that choice. Because otherwise, what do you have? He can't make the choice. It's like, okay, yeah, the mouth creates this perfect world, and he puts a tree of life and a tree of wisdom, and then he's like, oh, okay, and they're both good for you. Roll credits. They're just both good for you. You eat them, you eat them, you gain knowledge, and you eat the other one, you gain more life, and that's it. You're happy. You're happy. Or just remove the tree of knowledge altogether. You just tree of life. And you eat from it, and you're done. You're happy. That's it. I mean, there's just nothing to it. He created a garden, and then Adam and Eve were there forever. End of story. So what's the point? Can you imagine what's the point of that? So no, Yaldabaoth knew what he was creating. He knew that the logos wanted them to make the choice. And if you just have Yaldabaoth be the only being there, there's like nothing. Just Yaldabaoth. He created everything. And that's all they know. He's all they know. And they live perfect lives there forever. It's like, okay, so what's the point? But The logos is not what it wants. He wanted it to be free from him precisely. So Yaldabaoth created this perfect fake world, the Matrix, which is the Garden of Eden. He's like, it's perfect. You just eat from this tree and whatever, but do not eat this other tree. And when they eat from it, they choose. So the logos goes and tells him, hey, look, you have a choice. You want to keep being here forever, that's fine. Just keep eating from the tree of life. Or do you want to, like, just gain wisdom, become wise, become knowledgeable, have knowledge of good and evil, this and that? It's like, humans were like, you know what, I don't know much about this world, but I want that. I want that, independently of what Yaldabaoth wants, independent of what my creator wants. They chose that together. And when they chose that, they're clearly becoming their own being, apart from the logos, apart from the beings that created them, into something else. It's they're guiding us. Become more. We want you to become more. We want you to become different. Show us what good can be. So we have nature, and nature follows pretty much the same path that the Yaldabaoth wants existence to have. He created everything with like as much attention to detail as he could. He's a great video game maker. And he creates everything. Like this pupper here. Right, puppy? Right, puppy? There was just a bitching heat outside, and he was like, oh, I wanted to be with her. Right. Anyway. So humans see that as we reproduce and become more and more and more, and we learn more stuff about the world, and Aristotle's all like, what is this thing? And what is this other thing? I can see patterns here. The patterns are copied directly from the logos by Yaldabaoth, because the logos is really everything to him. So he copies the patterns as best as he can, but they're imperfect. Always will be. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. What we create is perfect as fuck. There's nothing wrong with that. So we share a lot of things with Yaldabaoth. You see, these spiders are natural in killing flies. So we should always have the spiders in the corners. I just saw one with this black with a back that's red. And that one's like a jumping spider with red back. It was carrying a huge fly the size of it. Like it's as big as a fly, and it's like they're carrying his booty. And he's like, damn, got lucky today. And he got into one of my pants that I left outside, so I just left it there. Whatever. Just leave those pants there too. He can use them as a home. But we see nature, and even though it's like a copy of the laws of the logos, we say, well, then might is right. And that's absolute. The laws of the universe are absolute. And the laws of nature are the laws of the universe, therefore, okay. Yeah, but we are different, because the logos expects us to create our own thing, make our own thing separate from him. Separate from Yaldabaoth, definitely. So we're supposed to create our own thing. And you have the creation of Prometheus. Who was Prometheus? Prometheus was the being that stole knowledge from Yaldabaoth. He had knowledge in a little container. He's like, haha, this is all the knowledge. And Prometheus is like, haha, screw you. I'm gonna take a little bit. I'll take a cup of knowledge. Yes, with a slight touches of tobacco and an olive tree, an oak knowledge. And he's like, "Oh, I'll steal this for humanity," and he ran with it, and then he got punished for it. Um, I don't think he got punished, but he was one of us. He was a human. He was great, great individual. And you always feel like Prometheus when you bring more knowledge to humanity. Prometheus is a human, a great human, who chose to sacrifice himself to bring knowledge to humanity. Humanity as in all of us. And Prometheus is every one of us can be Prometheus. But the ones who choose to actually be Prometheus and bring knowledge to humanity do so with the knowledge that eventually there will be someone else who's like them, who will grow up like them, who is going to be pretty much them and in another body, um, with the same legs. You know how you meet a person sometimes and they're exactly like you, and you relate to them so much. You're like, oh my god, you're like me. Especially if you're older and you see young kids and you see that one kid and you recognize him as being just the same as you when you were that age. You're like, damn, I was exactly like him. Um, but then, but that if you leave something behind, you leave this knowledge that you stole from high up, from high above. You bring it and you leave it to humanity. Those kids who are like you, and there's so many of them, spread out in different countries, they will grow up and have access to that knowledge. So you're leaving the world better, better. So Prometheus is everyone's potential. You dedicate your life to science, to knowledge, to gaining knowledge, whatever knowledge it is, even if it's knowledge of how to plant tomatoes better. You leave. So Prometheus is something, something we can all be, something we can all not like impersonate, but that act of stealing knowledge from the god, yeah, it's something we can all do, and we steal it because it's hidden. It's them. They have it. They have it. We don't have it. We don't have it in our books. We don't have it in our Wikipedia. We don't have it available. Not in our scientific hubs, research, or anything like that. We don't have it anywhere. That stuff is something that is not available to us. Where is it? It's out there. It's out there. And when we dedicate our life to attaining it, to acquiring it, whether we just go one day like, oh yeah, what if I do this scientific experiment? Or I mean, scientific experiments are experiments you do with things that are material. Kind of like things that are material. So like science and biology with animals, with chemicals, stuff like that. And that's usually. But philosophers also have testing and scientific experiments. And and the thing about social and political stuff like that. It's that it can be very, very damaging to your soul, um, because you put the soul like the when you do chemical experiments, something can explode, and so you're risking your physical, and you have to buy stuff, so money and stuff like that. You have to make a sacrifice. But philosophers, you also have to do some type of sacrifice. You have to lose something. You have to lose something to gain that knowledge. Have to sacrifice something of you, and that which you sacrifice is the punishment that the God, um, yaldabaoth, gives you. Because you see, when you do that, when you sacrifice yourself, you're making that decision that Adam and Eve made. I could just be here, you know? I could just be here at the behest of nature and just do what nature wants. Just chill, just do the thing, and I'll be fine, you know? Grab mangoes from the tree and just stare at the wall at home, and then grab mangoes from the tree again tomorrow, or go fish and grab some fish from the sea and cook them, and then just stare at the wall at home. You can do that. But when you say you're choosing to do something different, you're making that decision. Say, I want to do something that gains me knowledge. Then you're doing Prometheus and Adam and Eve, they made the same decision. You sacrifice something to gain something else that is closer to the logos. So you get closer to the logos. The logos has all of these things, all the knowledge, all the facts of existence, everything. How to make a spaceship, uh, how to get from Jupiter to Pluto in 50 minutes or less, taking that one shortcut through hyperspace, and you can do like that. And then that the logos has that answer, but we don't. And so when we choose to sacrifice something in our life, that peace, that just monotony of just I just go fish, bring them home, cook them, and that's it. Then another day. When we choose to say no, I'm gonna figure this other thing out that does not give me food, does not do anything like that's good for me immediately, but it's knowledge that's hidden, and I want that knowledge. So I will do this experiment. I will see if I can get something else, spice things up, take chances, make mistakes, like Miss Frizz always said. When we do that, we are doing the same thing that Prometheus did, sacrifice something to gain the knowledge. And so the Logos has that knowledge. So every time we do that, and I'm gonna put this as the purpose of life. We reach to the Logos for that knowledge and we take it from him. We do not get punished by the Logos because that's what he wants. But we get punished by yaldabaoth because the punishment of yaldabaoth is necessary for it to be a decision of our free will. Because if there is no punishment, then we can just say, well, if there's no punishment, yeah, sure, give me all the knowledge, Jogos. Just bring it up here. Just bring it up here. Just I'll be eating tacos and you just bring that knowledge up there. There's no sacrifice. There's no point to it. Just all the knowledge is available to you immediately without doing anything. So how can you love something? How can you love something if you don't make a sacrifice for it? You don't love it. Anything you earn, anything you gain without earning it, it's just something like, it's like when they give you $1 million. Someone's ever given you just $1 million? Yeah, like you just walking around, someone just shows up. Here's $1 million, and you're like, well, thank you, sir. What will I do with this $1 million? I don't know. Just buy some cocaine and hookers, whatever. But if you have to go and put on the effort day by day, put in 12 hours of work, I want to make $1 million one day, and you go and you, little by little, you build up to that $1 million that you want. Little by little, year by year, you're working 12 hours every day, just barely, and it's sometimes 13, 14 hours. You just barely have enough time to eat something, grab a sandwich and eat something, or just calm down or relax or anything. Just every single day, you sacrifice so much to gain that $1 million. And then in a few years, you're like, holy fuck, I made it. Heck, I get made a bunch of $1 million. Then that's appreciated. Then you won't take that money and be like, I just gonna squander it around. No, you won't, because you worked so hard for it. Can you imagine just taking $1 million you spent 5 years working for and just squandering it? No, you're gonna take care of it. You're gonna love that which you earn. You will love it. So the Logos wants us to love him. The Logos has all the knowledge. Part of all the knowledge is the Logos. Logos is all knowledge that we know and we don't know. Everything we don't know is part of the Logos. Part of. Part of. And when we sacrifice something in our life, we're living our lives comfortably, calm and peaceful lives. And we sacrifice that calm and peace for something, for the Logos. Reach to the Logos, say, I love you, and I love this part of you, and I want to take it. So I sacrifice this to have that part of you, Logos. That the Logos knows we truly love him. So loving the Logos, the Christians put it in such words that the purpose of life. I watched this video a long time ago of this Christian dad or priest or whatever the fuck he had was, and asking his little girls what was the purpose of life, and the little girls said, to glorify the Logos, or to love and glorify. No, to love and glorify God. No, no, it's not God that we have to love and glorify. Uh, we will honor God, but it's the Logos. So John was wrong. And not having whole Logos in the beginning was the Logos, and the Logos was God. No, the Logos was not God. God is yaldabaoth. I will make that distinction. God is yaldabaoth, or Yahweh. He is the creator, and he's working with the Logos. So he creates our little cages, our little fresh prisons, our little situationship here in this world. And then the Logos comes, and his physical form is that of Satan, and he tells us, he just spices things up to try to guide us closer to him. Um, so Satan loves the Logos, and God loves the Logos. And they're both trying, and they're both rivals in a sense. Um, they work as different. They have different tasks. They have different tasks, and but everything Satan does is something that was commanded by the Logos, because he is the Logos in a material form. So um, when you say when you say I want I want something, or I want to break this rule. I want to break this rule of my community, of my church, of my. It's because you have this structure. The Logos loves breaking structures because he wants you to love him, not the structures we create, not the structures that created by Yaldabaoth, not the structures, any structure at all, church, government, moral structures. No, you go and love the Logos. The Logos. Only he, like the purpose of life is to glorify the Logos, to love and glorify the Logos. Only he gets that. So Satan will come by and he will make sure that you do whatever is necessary. You break the rules, you break things. He's here to break shit up, to make shit, to fuck shit up. Because all these structures that you worship, they're idols that you create, and he comes to destroy them, even at the cost of yourself. It's like, no, you can't. But he will tell you to do it, and you have to choose to do it. If you don't choose to do it, then there's no point. He's not gonna break it. He's not gonna destroy the government. He's not. Fuck no, he's not gonna come and destroy the government. He's gonna tell you to do it. Um and it's like, hey Andres, but didn't he create it? No, Satan's this left branch of the Logos. With his right branch, he will create governments. So Yaldabaoth will create governments, will create structures of oppression, and he will create structures that will keep us enslaved. And with his left hand, he will destroy them. Either way, the default is the right. So the default is that is your prison. The default is your prison, and the left hand is what he uses to break you out of that prison. Left hand breaks you from the prison. The right hand puts you in a prison. But you have to choose them. And that's for both. Humans have to choose. Humans have to choose. It's all about choice. So, I guess I guess that's what I wanted to say today. The black stuff is not moss. I thought it was moss or some type of fungus, but it actually turns out when they make these type of buildings, they put, which is colado. It's called colado, uh, like drained cement and gravel. They first make a wooden platform, and then they pour the the concrete mix on top of that wooden platform. The wooden platform holds it, and so the wood, as it holds it, it stays there. You see this wood, it stays there, but it's wood. So if you just leave it there, uh this black thing is just gonna create itself. It's something like that. I looked it up online. And this circles, I made them because water used to pour in through them. So I just marked where the water would pour down so that the drops, I would know where they are, and so I could arrange the bed and stuff. But I already fixed that on top. Yes, I chose to fix that. Damn, what is this? Looks so weird. I chose to fix that. So now it's fixed. And it's raining, so that the thing I poured on top is protecting it, and now it won't leak.